All right, brother. How goes it?
Goes okay, Pat. A little ups and downs, trying to climb back on the working out and jiu-jitsu horse. And I had a great week of jiu-jitsu last week, and I should have
What
known.
belt are you?
Purple belt,
And the
which is
belt
like middle of
structure
the road.
goes. How does it go? How does it go?
White, blue, purple, brown, black. So
Oh, nice.
I'm right in the
Intermediate.
middle. Yeah, yeah, it's exactly right.
It
And
sounds like you got some. You're working on your way to being legitimately dangerous.
but I don't know about that, but maybe just like less less of a victim.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm dangerous, but so trying to be on the other end. But anyway, I had a great training week last week, was feeling good. Things were working the way they were supposed to. And I should have known, man, the pendulum swings quickly in the old
Mm.
jujitsu. This week, dude, I have just been getting my butt handed to me continuously. It has just been humble pie after humble pie. And that's the way it goes. So my face is a little abraded. My wife was giving me a hard time. It's that the other boys are
Somebody just
being mean to me.
somebody just grinding your face into the floor.
But such is the way it goes. So.
When you do, what have you found? Now, I know you said you've had some highs and lows recently with your workout consistency,
Mm.
but what have you found works out? You're certainly a fitter than the average dude in his 40s, to say the least. How many times a week can you do jujitsu, and how many times a week can you work out in your garage and have like everything go in a good direction for you if you're getting decent
Oh
sleep and you're
man.
eating well?
Yeah, I've tinkered a lot with this over the years now. And I tell you, when I first started doing jiu-jitsu in 2019, I was like all in. And I did the classic lesson that I think most people, when they get involved in something like CrossFit or, something that they kind of fall in love with, they're like, oh, I want to do this every day. More is going to be better. Of course, I'm going to show up and just like put myself through the ringer. And just like anybody else, you have those voices of people that have been there and they're like, hey, that's great, but maybe you should think about sustainability. And you're like, no, I'm built different, bro. I
I'll
can
take it
totally.
from here, thanks.
Yeah, exactly. And so, there was a time when I was trying to train jujitsu 5 or 6 days a week when I first started, and then also trying to keep up with my CrossFit, and it did not last. So these days, the sweet spot for me is if I can train every other day jujitsu and then CrossFit on the off days. That to me is like perfect. And then I'll take 1 or 2 days off per week. Like that's
Okay.
awesome when I can get to that schedule. It hasn't been that way for a couple months now, but that's my ideal. And so the way I like to structure it personally is 2 days. I usually try to train Tuesday, Thursday jiu-jitsu, and then a Friday open mat, which is just like open training. And then I'll do Monday, Wednesday, Saturday CrossFit training. Sunday
Monday,
completely off.
Wednesday, Saturday. Okay, gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay, and that's a nice harmony.
Yeah, when I can get there. But like I said, that I would be lying if I said that schedule is one that I've followed anytime in the recent past. It's
It's
probably
fluid.
since the new year I have not been able to maintain that. But
Hey, you
trying
know
to get
what?
back to that.
Life,
Yeah,
life be lifing.
sure does.
You know what I mean? It just happens every now and then. So we have a fun show today, lighthearted and fun, just basically about workouts that have destroyed us, whether we saw them coming or not.
Mm.
But before we get into that, I do the housekeeping. Appreciate everybody. All the support's awesome. If you want to help keep supporting the show and ideally improve your fitness and skill set at the same time, we've got a whole bunch of very not random cycles, VNR cycles, and these are just um, things that you can purchase, upload to the btwb app to help you achieve a particular goal that you have. We've got on-ramp programs for if you're getting into the whole game of fitness, barbell on-ramp, dumbbell on-ramp, bodyweight on-ramp. There's some jump rope foundations course is awesome. There's some straight up conditioning stuff like a 1.5 mile run program, a run bike row, which is super popular. That's 12 weeks long, and you can choose the run, the bike, or the row, or mix them up day by day. And then there's a whole bunch of get your first: strict pull up, kipping pull up, bar muscle up, push up, ring dip, toes bar, all kinds of stuff. And then there's some just good old barbell stuff as well. And then we've got, if you're a gym owner, you've got to do workout tracking, gym management, and billing, and btwb has an all-in-one solution that handles all that. Same software, same platform for gym owners. So if you are a gym owner, you want to check out the all-in-one, go to btwb.com. So I looked before we clicked on over the last 4 weeks, the 3 most popular VNR cycles, because they change from time to time. Number 1, back on the wagon. which is I think it's 8 weeks long for somebody that
It's
you've
ringing
been in.
true for me these days,
Yeah,
Pat.
yeah. You've been in fitness for a while, life got hard, you fell off for longer than you want, and you're looking for a structured program to ease back in. Back on the wagon, number one is the bestseller. Number two, Run Bike Row, the 12-week Run Bike Row. And then number three, this is always just as well, first strict pull-up. The first strict pull-up is just, it's always there. So
Classics don't go out of style.
yeah, man. And the strict pull-up, strict work is cool. So
Well, I was actually just hearing you say that. I was just having this argument via text in a lighthearted way with a friend of mine. We were talking about what the best exercise of all time was, and I said unequivocally it's the dip, hands down. Everybody
great
knows
movement,
it.
by the way.
Yeah, and he's like, the pull-up would like a word, and I was like, yeah, I get it, but you're wrong. So in your opinion, Pat, had to pick one forever, dip or pull-up, what are you choosing?
I'd go pull-up.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're wrong.
I
thought I knew you.
I love dips. I really, really do. But if I had to only do one or the other, I would have to choose the pull. But that just speaks to my heart. But again, hey, you're doing okay either way. I got to tell you, before we get into this, this is maybe not a workout, like a classic named workout or whatnot. But as I talk to you right now, I am absolutely destroyed from the waist down, dude. Destroyed, not from a workout. A couple of days ago, my wife's mother, she just randomly reached out. She's like, hey, you guys haven't had like a day off in a while. How about I take the little girl and you guys get a night by yourselves? We're like, yes, that's incredible. So this just happened. As we record this, it's Wednesday. So last night was Tuesday. So she took our daughter Tuesday night. And so we had like pre-front loaded all my work, and we're just going to like take a Tuesday during the day vacation, spend the night in the city in Seattle, and then get up, have breakfast, come home. And we're like, what should we do yesterday? Like, maybe we should it's a nice day. It was actually like scorching hot, but it was a nice day. Like, let's go for a hike. So we just randomly picked this place to go for a hike. We show up there. We don't really know what we're getting into at all in any way, shape, or form. I've got a backpack that has like the world's smallest bottle of water in it and nothing else. Like I think my wife did throw some sunscreen in there. And I've got on a set of like Nano 2s that I got for free like 10 years ago or something like that. No actual footwear. And I'm like,
I love everything about where this is going, by the way.
We just go. I woke up in the morning, had like 2 cups of coffee, I have no water in my body. And we're just like, we'll go. And I'm like, hey, we had a timeline we had to meet because we had to like check into the hotel. Anyway, we had like a timeline. So I'm like, I don't know how long this hike takes. We start going. I'm like, how far is this? And she's like, well, it's 8 miles round trip, but we don't have to go the whole way. 4 miles up, 4 miles down. And she just said 4 miles in, 4 miles out. So what we didn't take into account, we had no clue what the elevation gain was. 0 clue in any way, shape, or form. We start walking. We don't know what we're getting into. We've done no research on it. And we're clipping along at a good pace because we knew we had to be somewhere. We're not taking into account the long game. We're just like off at a pretty good clip. We're passing people that look like professional hikers. They have like all the gear. They have trekking poles.
What do they know?
They have like trekking poles. They have like adventure pants on and like a camelback in their mouth. And we're like, okay. And then we start to go up and I'm like, oh no, if it stays like this is bad news. But we commit to it because we're idiots and we don't slow down the pace. We pushed, we came back down. My legs, even on the way up, were in so much agony, boss. I mean, I honestly can't. Sometimes I'll exaggerate to make a story better than it is. Okay,
Sure.
I will admit that. My legs, as I stand here, I had a pack on my back that weighed maybe 7 pounds. My legs feel like I did 4 back-to-back Murphs. I mean, I am absolutely, standing is painful. And it was so bad. And of course, the downhill is worse than the uphill. I could barely, like the downhill is just like your quad explosion, quad explosion, quad explosion. And we get back, we passed people on the way up. No one ever passed us. And this isn't like a brag. We did not pace it properly is what I'm telling you. No one passed us on the way up. We passed people. And then on the way down, we passed people. And then when I got to the car, everything hit my central nervous system in my body. And I almost like wrecked the car driving on the way home. It was so bad. And we
Oh, this
got
is
home
great.
and we looked at it. And for anybody who wants to know it, it's called Granite Mountain Trail. And it's a 7.9 mile out and back near Snoqualmie Pass in Washington. Generally considered hard/challenging. Takes an average of 6 hours and 11 minutes. We did it in 4 hours. Takes an average 6
Nice.
hours. But we had no pack on.
Nice.
Dude, I am so destroyed right now. I mean,
That's
like my
awesome.
muscle tissue ripped to shreds. I
Yeah.
am destroyed.
Well,
So here's my workouts that destroyed me. My casual hike with my wife, and she feels the same way. Dude, I am decimated.
when is the last time you did a 4-hour sustained effort?
Um,
Legit
the
question.
last time that I hiked like this was probably a decade ago, where like Dan Bailey and I used to do a hike
Yeah, I
each
remember
year.
that. Yep.
And it always destroyed us. And I remember being on these stupid hikes with Dan Bailey that I'd, get peer pressure into saying yes to. And these would be in like years that he like finished top 10 in the open. I am dying walking behind him on some trail and I'd be like, Dan, are you in agony? Like this would be after a few hours. And luckily he'd be like, my legs are killing me. I'm like, okay, good. At least I know that it's not me. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was well outside my normal, that was, I'm sure, thousands and thousands of basically lunging uphill is what we did yesterday.
Yeah, well, hey, I mean, despite your soreness and maybe the fallout from
Oh,
that
dude.
effort, the fact that you could do it, that's a pretty cool
We did it,
testament.
yeah. We did it. We
Yeah,
did
I
it.
mean, that's the whole point, right? Is to be able to jump into stuff like that, and maybe it does get you into trouble sometimes because you don't have to prepare maybe as fully as you could. But
We
that's
did
pretty
it.
great.
And
I love
I'll
it.
cap it with this, and then you can tell the first real workout that
Yeah.
destroyed you. We stayed in the city. I figured, you know what? It's a little mini vacation anyway. I burned potentially 8 million calories and almost died on this hike. We found an
You
ice
do-
cream shop
You deserve it.
that had ice cream based on like Girl Scout cookie flavors.
Oh boy.
It had a Scout mint brownie flavor that I got like 3 massive scoops of that, crushed it. And then this morning we went out to breakfast and I had creme brulee French toast.
Just gonna keep doing it until you're not sore anymore.
Dude, oh my, I tell you what, it was unbelievable. So that was my treat to myself after
Yeah.
that experience. So that's the workout that I never saw coming. That's my first
Yeah,
one.
nice.
A nice hike turns into just death to my legs.
Well, mine is not nearly as epic. This is one that I'm going all the way back to Friday now, Pat. Today is Wednesday. And this was Friday, 4th of July. And I needed to get a little something in. And I decided to just go out into the garage. We were going to a friend's house. They have a pool, and they were going to do a little barbecue for the 4th, and we were going to
Nice.
enjoy that. So I was like, okay, I got to do something before the barbecue just to, feel like I'm taking care of myself to some degree. And so went out in the garage, didn't have a really good idea, didn't want to put a lot of effort into thinking about it. And so I did the first thing that came to mind, which was 10 rounds of 10 calories on the assault bike and then a round of Cindy. But I did it strict. So strict pull-ups. And then the push-ups, I wanted to play around with push-ups a little bit. So I did them on parallettes.
Oh, okay.
And after every rep, when I got to the top, I would do like a knee to elbow on one side, just for fun, just to mess around with it.
How dare you?
I know, yeah. So strict pull-ups, push-ups with that little variation on parallettes, like I was just talking about, and regular air squats and 10 calories to start off every round on the Echo
I
bike.
like that.
It was a fun workout. I felt pretty good doing it. Like I didn't feel like I was actually pleasantly surprised because I haven't been working out as much as I'd like to be lately. And I didn't know how it was going to go. I thought this could take a while, but I got it done faster than I thought I would. Felt pretty good all the way through. But boy, oh boy, I tell you, Pat, I am still feeling the sting of that one. Embarrassingly so. It is.
Where are you feeling it?
Everywhere. Okay. It's kind of cycled through. My triceps were.
I was going to say the parallettes, man.
Yeah, they were torched over the weekend, and then it started migrating south a little bit. My legs started getting lit up, and now I'm feeling generally pretty good. But yeah, man, it was kind of full body effect. So.
Was it? I guess this probably really depends on how quick or slow you decided to be on the bike, and then how long those push-up variations that you spoke about took. was it like 20 minutes ish, or how long did
Yeah,
it
no, I
take?
was sub 20.
Okay.
I was just, let me think, I was 19 and change. I
Okay.
don't have the
Okay.
exact time in front of me, but yeah, it was sub 20, so 19 and change. I was happy about that. And that was like my loose pace in my mind
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, if I can get this
Right.
done, sub 20, I'll feel okay about myself today.
That's
And
cool.
yeah, so mission accomplished there. But
Things that work
boy, I
in
got sore.
things that work in like a 10 rounds of Cindy volume kind of a thing. That's a nice place to be for a lot
Yeah.
of things. That's cool. I'll have to keep that one in my hip pocket. I like that one.
Yeah, it's fun.
And could you always just knock out the 5 stricties and the pull-ups?
Yeah, pull-ups were not a problem at all.
Good.
They were good. What it came down to was actually the push-ups felt good too, better than I expected, because they usually tend to fall apart, especially doing the parallel versions.
Mm-hmm.
But they felt pretty good. And so ultimately, what it came down to was how much I wanted to push the squats and the bike.
The
And
bike. Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
combination of, if you do 15 hot air squats into a hot 10 cals on the bike, that's a couple rounds of that. It's heart rate's it's going.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the air squats too. It's almost like nobody does Tabata air squats anymore.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
do air squats and maybe you're pacing them out based upon whatever it
right.
happens to be. But man, if you just went and did an old school 4 minutes of work Tabata deal and
Yeah.
really went for it, you'd have that newfound respect for air squats that maybe you haven't had in a while. The one that pops into my head very recent, this, and I did this on Monday as well. Oh, I should have also mentioned before we did that hike, we're probably the only idiots on the trail that worked out before we went. So we got up that morning, we worked out, then we did the hike. Anyway, was
Yeah, see, so
Monday.
it probably wasn't the hike that got you. It was
Oh,
probably whatever you
dude.
did ahead of time that really
Well,
made you
and this
sore.
is this is, and I'm gonna tell you the work I did the day before, so I was feeling the
Mm.
effects of this. This is just Murphy's law. It was 3 intervals. An interval was max effort back squats at 70%, then max effort strict chin ups,
Oh, we
then
were
a
talking about this. Yeah,
yeah, then a max effort 400-meter run. So that's one
nice.
interval. You're going to do 3 intervals. You're going to rest 5 minutes between each. And I should say for anybody who that sounds interesting, here's my little caveats. When I say like max effort back squats at 70%, what I basically mean is make it a really darn hard set.
Hmm.
Don't go to like you literally failed, you turned into a scoop of mashed potatoes, you look like a dog taking a crap in the backyard, you ditch the barbell onto the ground. Like just don't go to make it a really darn hard set of back squats, rack it, then you don't have to be in a rush. Like if
Hmm.
you want to shake it out for 10 to 15 seconds, get a max effort strict chin-ups. You need to, mess with the clock, whatever, 10 to 15 seconds, then take off on the 400. Like a pacing like that, you're not going to be shortchanged. You don't have to like rush racking the back squat to go do the strict pull-ups. Man, 3 little intervals, relatively simple, but it all caught up to me on that last interval. I haven't like knocked on the door to pukey in a little bit, but on that last one, it was coming up and it
Dude,
was just terrible, dude. It was terrible. I was so
a
happy there
max set of
wasn't.
squats into a 400 is always a recipe for,
Well, you get to break it up with the chin-ups.
yeah, I guess.
It
What kind of
was
numbers were you looking at? Like what kind of,
okay. So here's also a full disclosure deal
yeah.
of me trying to be less of an idiot as the years tick by. Warm up felt good. I should have had on the bar based upon 70%. I should have had 245. But as I
Hmm.
warmed up, it felt a little bit too heavy, and I like to act like I haven't had a total hip replacement, but every now and then I'm reminded that I did. I just didn't feel right on my warm. I could feel like one leg was really compensating on the other. Like I wasn't smooth on the way up, and I was like, dang it. This is going to be stupid if I try to do. So I knocked it down to 225, which is a load that I can move well. And I just stopped at 10 reps each time. Like I could probably get 15-ish, but I didn't feel the need to like
Yeah.
potentially do something
Just
dumb
destroy
for my
yourself.
body. Yep. And I'm here to
Yep.
tell you, I was not shortchanged.
Yeah.
And so I stopped at 10 every time on the barbell for that. And on the strict chin-ups, I think I got 15, 15, 13 or 14 on the three
Nice.
sets, and then my runs were
15 is a solid opener.
I was happy. Yeah, thank you,
No
sir.
joke,
I was happy
yeah.
with that. And I think I got like in the low 150s for the first two intervals. And then on the last one where I almost met puke, I said, you know what? This is it, man. Burn the, like just go for it. And I got 143, and it was all that I just laid on the floor and hyperventilated for a while after that. It was pretty bad. So simple, didn't take long. Oh, and 5 full minutes rest between each. That one put me on my butt.
Man. Well, I got a lowest common denominator as my second most recent, not so great workout that left a little stinger. Also has the theme of Cindy attached to it.
Okay.
This was during a drop-in. So, me and my friend, we've been dropping in, try to get out there once a week. Sometimes it doesn't happen quite on schedule, but, the on paper plan is once a week, get out to a different affiliate and, go see what there is
It's
out
cool.
there. Yeah, it's always a great time. Anyway, so we were at a local gym, and it was, I think it was a Thursday or Friday morning, relatively small class. Just kind of normal stuff, getting warmed up. All right, what's on the workout? And there it is. Oh, today happens to have some Cindy in it, but we're going to do a half Cindy. Cool, no problem. 10 minutes.
Beautiful.
Let her rip. Always a good kind of just little burner, shake the rust off type of workout. So I was kind of looking forward to that. And then, I don't like to look at the workouts ahead of time. I'm staunchly of the belief that you're either in or you're out. You got to make that decision ahead of time. And if you really embrace CrossFit, then it shouldn't matter. You're going to show up and you're going to give your best effort on that day with whatever it is. I personally don't want to know ahead of time. I'm not looking it up the night before. I don't roll like that. You know what I mean? So there we are, just learning the workout on the fly during the brief. 10 minutes of Cindy, sounds good. And then, like, what do you mean? And then immediately at the 10-minute mark, 1 mile run. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
oh,
there
no.
we go.
This totally changes my entire perception.
That changes everything.
So anyway, that was all bad. Not
That's
at all what I wanted to
gorgeous,
see
by the
on the
way.
tail end of that. Yeah, it was fun. But I tell you, I don't know what it was on that day, at that time, in that class. I did okay during the 10 minutes of Cindy. I was, trucking along pretty consistent, felt pretty good about what was happening there. I got out on the run. The first 800 was pretty good, and it was like an out and back, kind of 800 in an urban environment. And I was doing okay on the way out. And then on the turnaround, I was like, oh no, something is not happening the way it's supposed to. And I tell you, I got passed by pretty much everybody in the class. I was dead last by the time I got back in. And it was like just a slog. I completely fell apart. It was one of those sessions where you're just like, I don't know what happened or why I'm feeling as awful as I am right now, but here we are. And yeah, definitely a bit of humble pie having to walk back into the gym like dead last. Hasn't happened in a while. But yeah, there
That's
it is.
a beautiful workout.
Yeah, it was fun. It really was. And in hindsight, I was like, yeah, what a great pairing. But it wrecked me.
That's a beautiful, yeah, I like that a lot. That's really cool. That's gorgeous. The next one that
And I'll say too, it was smart too for like a class programming, because for the people that do look for that sort of thing, most people, if they just see the mile run, they're probably not going to show up. They're going to convince themselves they've got other things to do, but you can kind of lure them in with some of the other stuff. So I think from that end of it, it's smart. And then just a straight logistical setup consideration, it's going to take about the same amount of time as Cindy. By the time you get that last person in the door, it's roughly going to be a 20-minute effort. Still gives you plenty of time to warm up and do some skill stuff, plenty of time to cool down on the back end. So as a class, it really works too.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, there was lots to like about that one.
Man,
just not my effort.
You're telling, you're telling me some good ones. I got to remember. This next one, this was from a little while ago, but it sticks with me. Super simple. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Dumbbell clean and jerk burpee. That's it.
Okay.
To power clean and jerk dumbbell, just 10, 10, 6, 8, 8, 6, 6. So simple and easy. And my my recommendation to people would be, like, generally speaking, pair of 50-pound dumbbells for the gentleman, pair of 35-pound dumbbells for the women, generally speaking, is going to be great. I would love to see people pick a set of dumbbells that, at least when you open it up, I'm like, hey, are you going to have to put it down for those 10? You're like, no, I could be unhappy, but I can do that. The wheels might come off a little bit later, but I'm going to open with a 10 and then suffer. Like, cool, like somewhere around there. Overhead's not my friend. And I remember when I did this, I decided just to swallow the eagle. I'm like, you know what? I can't get the 50s. They won't feel good overhead, but I'll grab the 35s and just quote unquote go faster. So I grabbed the 35s into this one, and it was a scorcher. It was worse for me than had I grabbed the 50s and just suffered through it. So again, if you're going to do this at home, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, dumbbell clean and jerk and burpee, and grab a load that will challenge you, but you're not going to have to take your foot off the accelerator too much, and just let the devil nestle himself into your lungs during the workout.
It's a good one. Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
Easy
All
day.
right. I like it. Well, the last one I got was kind of a grinder that I did recently. I alluded to it on a recent episode. I was out at my property working, trying to do some chores, and it's been hot and humid out here, and it's just a sweat fest. I mean, no matter what, you're sweating through your clothes like you just jumped in the lake. But I needed to get something in, and I got the barn out there with some gear, and I thought, okay, when I'm done my chores, I'll be well warmed up. I had my eye on this main site workout from CrossFit.com. And I thought, I'm just going to go into the barn and just take care of business. No need to really get a big warm up. I know this workout's not super technical. And that's what I did. So I finished my chores. I walked in the barn. I stripped down to my underwear, and, just with me and the creator.
That's right.
Just
should have done an Instagram live for that
one. But here's the workout. It was really basic on paper, and it kind of sucked me in because my previously mentioned favorite exercise was in there. So it's 50 double unders between each movement. So 50 dubs, 50 dips, 50 double unders, 50 step ups with 50-pound dumbbells, 50 dubs, 50 burpees, 50 dubs. And, so not like a crazy amount of volume on anything, nothing too hairy about this workout. But man, it was one of those just like grind fest. And by the time I got to those burpees, I had rearranged. It was one of those workouts where like I rearranged my equipment 3 times during the course of the workout.
Right.
And by the time I got to the burpees, I had rearranged my entire setup to put a fan out on the porch. This is while the clock was running, of course. You know what I mean? So that I could lay down my shirt that I wasn't using because I was in my underwear, and just do burpees on the dirty porch in front of this fan, because it was the only thing I could do to like get through this slog of 50 burpees.
Did you have some good Tennessee humidity going on?
Oh yeah,
too?
no, it was real thick.
Man.
Yeah,
oh,
perfect.
dude.
Just my ideal working conditions, Pat.
Right. Yeah. As a former Canadian. And they can see this on your OnlyFans.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. That's
yeah. Help support the channel.
You gotta pay the bills,
Dude, what was the middle movement?
It went doubles, dips, doubles, step ups.
Step ups. Gotcha. Okay.
Doubles, burpees, doubles.
What do you use loading wise for like a set of 50 like that? Do you remember what you used?
On the step ups?
On that one, yeah.
Oh, I started with the 50s as prescribed, and I think I got about 25 reps in and was like, this is stupid. And then I cut down to the 35s.
50s are rugged.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But in my mind, I was like, oh, yeah, I got that all day.
Right. Right.
Not on that day.
That's legit. But the final one that I have, it's all you need is a pull-up bar and the air bike. Just in a good attitude. You need a pull-up bar, the air bike, and a good attitude. And it's two little sections with you could rest 5 to 10 minutes between each so that you can fully immerse yourself in the lava. And the numbers stay the same, just one movement changes. So the first one is just as quick as you can, 20 pull-ups, 1,000 meters in the air bike, 10 pull-ups, 500 meters in the air bike. So 20 pull-ups, 1,000, 10 pull-ups, 500. Fast, furious, ends on the air bike so that you can just, you get 5 to 10 minutes rest. So the goal is just you can just smash it. Rest 5 minutes, then that protocol stays the exact same, but it's no longer pull-ups, it's knees to elbows.
Oh man,
20 knees to
that's
elbows,
cool.
1,000 on the bike, 10 knees
Yep,
to elbows, 500 on the bike. Done. Like,
I love it.
it was really great, especially if you are decent enough at those two movements of the pull-up and the knees to elbow to keep yourself moving far more than you're not moving.
Yep.
Unbroken would be wonderful, like if somebody could do it. If not, like I get it, but like you wanted to be doing far more moving than not moving. And if you can play with the numbers, play with the rep scheme, or whatever, use a band if needed to get it to be like that. It was a dirty bird. It was great, but everything was just low enough that you're like, oh darn it, like I can do it. It's not a 21:59. You do the 20, then you just have a set of 10. That's it. It's either like that's it.
Yeah.
And then you're back on the bike. You only touch the bike twice. It's not even like how you touch it 3 times on a 21:59. So it really did lend itself well to you being like, I am going to push the pace on this one. And so
Yeah. Dude, I love
that
that.
stuck in my head.
Those kind of like not crazy volume interval style workouts, so good. So easy to overlook too. But I will say, like I am kind of heartened. Yeah, I pay attention to some of the programs that are out there from time to time, just kind of cruise over to different websites and see like, okay, what are people
Mm.
dabbling in these days? And it is nice. I feel like I've seen more regularly people kind of returning to some of those like simpler, lower volume intervals that don't feel like they have to be kitchen sink style workouts.
Oh,
So
that's
that's
cool.
good. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's the trend overall, but I definitely feel like I've seen more of those lately, which is heartening to me because I mean, obviously, the potency behind them, but it is such an easy thing to overlook. You're like, I mean, what's 1,000 meters on the air bike? A minute and a half? I mean, we're talking that entire interval is what, 3 minute effort, something like that,
It
three
was
and a half
something
minutes?
like that. It
Yeah,
was not much.
yeah. So it's easy to discount until you do it, and you do it with some real intention behind it.
100%. Just,
Yeah.
give your athletes the opportunity to express some intensity,
Mm,
like, and then, just lead them to the door. That's
yeah.
it. Lead them to the van. Tell them to come on inside. So, all right. All right, everybody. Well, hey, this is usually a topic that people love. People love talking about workouts that destroy them or they didn't see coming, et cetera, et cetera. So if you have workouts that you didn't see coming, ones that just stick in your mind, whatever it is, let's share those things. Find this episode on the btwb YouTube channel. Post those workouts there. If we see some really cool ones, maybe we'll give them a shout out in a future show as well. And if you can say if it's your own creation, let us know who you are, and we'll give you that shout out, or where it came from. Let us know. If you've got ideas for future shows, post those as well. We read all those comments. You can also post ideas and whatnot on the Very Not Random Instagram account. And then if you want to be more anonymous, go to the Very Not Random Instagram account, but just send a direct message, and those things make their way to us as well. So for Adrian Bosman, I'm Pat Sherwood, and we will see you next time.